Hello, I am Peripheral and I will be your host for this video. So if you don't know what 7 Days to Die is, it's pretty much a survival horde crafting game. Yeah, I'll give you a quick tutorial of my base. It's taken me a number of weeks to build to this point. As you can see, it's a little bit oddball here and there. It's just because I'm part way through doing upgrades at the moment. So yeah, if I do a second video I'll show some progress on this, but yeah. So this is the main and only entrance to the walls. Full bridge over all the spike traps. Here we've got wooden strips in behind the spikes there, so that from the interior of the walls it is easy enough to get through. So nice bit to break through so I can shoot some shit from the safety of my walls. I'll put those in later. Now a quick tutorial on how the block system works. You start off with your wood frames. As you can see, I've lined a few up already, and I'll show you the upgrades. First upgrade, you have just one stage of wood. Second upgrade, you have another form of wood. It has the same hit points as that one, but when it breaks it degrades back to that one, so you pretty much get twice the hit points by breaking it down twice. Third upgrade and you've got some bricks. Fourth upgrade and you end up with wet concrete. Now wet concrete will look like this when it's dried. I'll just show you on here. So that's what the block will look like when it's dried. Now, okay, that was an example. I'll just cut to the chase. There is an easier way to get to the next stage, is by using rebar frame and cement to create a reinforced concrete. Oops, what am I doing? Now, again, you have a wet form which you have to wait to dry, but to show you what that will look like, there we go. And that's what that block will look like as reinforced concrete. And then you have another stage, which of course you have to go through the wet stage to the solid stage before you can do the next upgrade, which is steel. Now, as you probably guessed from that, that's reinforced concrete. These walls have all the way, well, most of the way around. I've probably gone on about 75% of the way around the interior and exterior of the walls in reinforced concrete. So I like to cover it up with these large brick paint job. Just gives it that nice finish. So yeah, that's what the upgrades look like. Now for the build itself, I have walls that are 2 blocks thick, but from the top you can see it's 3. Now that's because I have this overhanging lip, as you can see there, and from the exterior, this overhanging lip, and that stops any spider zombies from climbing up the walls and jumping over the top. Oh, speaking of, we have some visitors. I don't know about you, but I'm not a fan of uninvited guests, especially when they are the dead type. Okay, that's unusual that there's only 3. I reckon there's more. These bastards. Down. Oh no. Now this is a screamer. And if you don't kill them super quick, like as in before they see you, they scream, and that attracts the screamer zombies. A lot harder to kill. Thank you, just kill yourself. Right, let's just magnum this cunt. A little bit of lag there. I hear somebody. Oh, this is a bit of a delay on the tutorial, but get life skills. Oh, hello. How he got on the walls, I'm assuming he spawned in when that screamer let her reach out. Right. Screech, I mean, screech. Right, doing a quick perimeter check and then I'll get back to the show. Rule number 1 in an apocalypse. Double tap. Okay, seems I'm this far around, might as well show you here first. The walls were completed first. I started the game off with just a little wooden bunker right in the middle there. That was just a temporary storage spot, a place to stay during the night. Don't know why, but I started building walls around it. Then decided, well, may as well build my base here. So the walls were completed. and then this building was added to the side of the wall. Now this building I didn't actually start until most of what you see on the other building was done. I had the framework of that building up, had most of the first floor completed at the point where I decided I don't know what to do with this whole corner of the field here. So I stepped in the garden and I thought, well, a tiny little strip of a building isn't going to cut it. I'll take this building right to the wall. And it serves as a really good escape. You'll see why in a little while. I'll quickly give you a tour of the ground floor. So this is one of the main entrances. Which button have we got here? There we go. Okay, of course I can't control the door with that. Okay, so this is my production room. Pretty much furnaces. I can get plenty of cement out of my small stones. See small stones entering the smelting process. Here's my stone smelted stockhold. And then what I can make out of that is highlighted depending on what resources I have in the furnace. I make a lot of mixed concrete, so it's my primary production line at the moment. I've categorised it so I've got sandstone, iron, brass and lead. I do mix and match sometimes depending on what I need. I've just done a big batch of the cement, as you can see, so I just need to make a few more mixes to keep up with the production. But that's not for now. Anyway, production room, got myself a little chemistry table, workbenches, got myself a little campfire, cook a bit of food, drinks, basic science, bedroll. Need to slap a couple of doors in here, and I've got myself a safe little room to retreat to if one end or the other is breached. As you can see, I've got hatches as an extra layer of protection, even though I've got an extremely good door. This is primarily so that when someone comes knocking, I can open the door and say boom boom. And this here, I've got sideways hatches to use as a form of a door. I could upgrade these more to vault hatches. I don't think it's going to look any good, so for now this will do. It's only going up to the second floor, which I'm not going to have anyone knocking on that door really. So I've got myself a little lookout point here, good for half a dozen members. I can shoot down at the main entrance. Got these little backing walls just so anything shooting up isn't going to hit anyone else that's not paying attention. So I've got the walls kind of laid out at the moment as to where the rooms are going to be. So this is kind of just today's progress. Going to slap another wall along here-ish somewhere. This will be a central room for all members, and this is where my idea for this other building came from. I thought, well, should I lose the main building in a PvP or a zombie apocalypse horde, I can retreat. I can say, well, that was a fuck up. Let's try this building. As you can see, the rooms are pretty small. This is my main access way through to the wall. That's where we were earlier. And I have an escape door. So I can forfeit the whole premises should need be. So a couple of side rooms, got ladders going up to the next floor. That's the next level hatch I was talking about earlier that probably wouldn't look so good as a door. Another tight little room. And this is just where the other side comes up. Identical either way, and another lookout point. I've retreated from that building, gone to this one. I'm now fucking holding my ground pretty well from here. My biggest flaw with this building is the level below that I just showed you, where it connects to the wall either side. If I'm left that building, that ground is already riddled with enemies. They have access to the wall. They're going to run around, come smashing in those doors to get into here. They're not going to try and smash down that because they're not going to clear the gap. The AI is pretty smart. They have a bit of a tracking thing where they can follow where you've been as the primary route to get to you. They know when that gate is up, that's no longer a feasible way to get to me. They'll reroute themselves to the next easiest way to get to me, which is going to be ground floor, up onto the wall, round and in those side doors. So from here, you're kind of trapped. So you really want to be defending from bottom floor on the wall and from up here. So it's kind of a grab your whole team together and protect each other from here. So up here it's just kind of a 1.5 floors. Got myself a few slit windows, pop a few heads from here with minimal visibility of yourself to the enemy. You're only going to have trouble from here if you're taking on PvP members and they got guns. They can pop you through this gap. So that's why I've got this kind of little backing wall here. So you got your team in here. You got a few people running up and down here. You don't want one of them pop through the air and out the other because they're not paying attention to those tiny little slits. So yeah, got this extra tiny little level here to get a few side shots in. So we've got a couple of posies here. You can have people up here protecting this building from zombies that are climbing along the wall there. You should be able to get most of what's on the side too if you crouch. And yeah, just a tiny little regather, little safe spot, no view from outside. We do have a hidden storage painted in brick here, just a tiny little bit. Haven't got anything in it yet, but that could be filled up with like extra ammo, food and water, medkits, you know, basic survival stuff for dire straits pretty much. Okay, And this is a gyrocopter. Now, how you pronounce it, I don't actually know. That's probably how it's pronounced, but yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, there's not really much more to show. Oh yes, there's other rooms. I've only shown you the main room here. So this is just an external door. I'll show you from the other side. Alright, bit of a garden. There's the other side of that door I just told you about. Now this has another room. Just a big vacant space. Could probably host a player's personal quarters there maybe. Same with in here. There will be a ladder going up through there or up through there. That will get us onto the second floor. And then I've got a couple of extra personal spaces. This one has a electric garage door, only accessible from the switch. It is also accessible from the outside, but only while the garage door is open. Now I can't get in unless I go around. Same with this one. It's controlled. Wrong switch inside. There's a generator that powers a battery bank. The battery bank will power the lights and the switch. The switch then relays that to the garage door. So the juice in the batteries will diminish, hence the generator. At some stage I will end up on solar. It's extremely expensive for solar cells, so it's really in-game product there. That will then generate power to the batteries during the day, keeping them charged so that at night I don't run out of juice and then I won't have to use the generators, but they'll stay there as backups anyway. Yeah, so more spot for a ladder up to the next floor. All of those 3 personal spaces here have a spot for that. And I think last but not least, shared space here. Just another access point to the top floor really. Could probably slam another production room in here. You know, maybe a bit of storage or something. Slap a door in. That'll be secure. Slap another furnace or 2 there. Maybe some storage up on the wall. And then of course the stairwell to heaven. And that's about it for now. How many levels I'm going up I haven't decided, but I've created space for a ladder slot up here. Maybe another generator and battery bank here, so I can run the wires sideways through the wall. No one wants to see wires dangling through the room. Having them line up with the wall means that you can run the cable to maybe a fixture at the end of the wall, and then that can relay through that wall, etc, etc. There are limitations to that. You can only relay so many times before you run out of watts to power it all. You have to use relays because the cables only go so far individually. So yeah, definitely gonna go 3 levels. by then I might get bored of this build and start on my next project. So I might as well show you quickly where I'm getting all my stone from, because you're starting to wonder, you're not getting it from all those fucking cool trees. Yeah, I'll quickly show you that. That's that's pretty much my Horde Night hangout. Now, Horde Night is when, as the name suggests, hordes of zombies come out. So hence 7 days to die, 7th day of every week. There's a Horde Night, so you get a blood moon. Zombies will start spawning continuously for the whole duration of the night. They will find you. There's no hiding from them. They are mechanically wired to know where you are, no matter where you are on the map, and the easiest way to get to you. So I've modified someone else's design for a Horde Night base. Now it's pretty simple. It's just 1 block wide stairwell platform with a floor, braced walls. Zombies can't climb this wall, they get to the overhang. They can't climb any higher, they can't get to you that way. So therefore they can't go up onto the roof and bust down. So it's like that all the way around, except for the front where they can climb up and get you straight through the guts here. No way over the overhang there to get to the roof also, so they can't stack themselves here and climb up and over. And you pretty much just hide in here for the whole night, and they come pouring in the entrance. Hence why I put these here. Boom, boom, boom. See you later, motherfucker. So it's relatively cheap to use these hatches over the other ones. You repair them with some basic resources that are easy to get. The only thing is you gotta repair them continuously throughout the night. Not that hard to do as long as you're paying attention. I generally stand behind 3. That allows room for their long arms. There's a couple of zombies that have pretty good reach. Yeah, so they can't jump over these because they hit their head on the ceiling here. They, just like yourself, you cannot jump over them. So you're pretty safe. Now, the more days or nights that you survive, the harder the level of zombies are on these Horde Nights. So you're progressively getting harder and harder every Horde Night. So what I've learnt recently is your basic materials, which I built this out of initially, work so well for the first few Horde Nights, and then you seriously got to pump some heavy resources into it to withstand the destructive nature of these high level zombies. As you can see at the front here, I've got this. Okay, hearing things. Got this steel. Now I've painted it to a different texture of steel, but it's just the reinforced steel that I showed you earlier. Slap on, yeah, bam. That's the one I showed you earlier in the wall. The top of it looks like great. The sides just looks like, steel plates. So what I've done is I've done that with all these beautiful steel trim here, and then I've just painted it, so I can still tell those ones are the steel, and the reinforced concrete I've just left bare. I'm not wasting paint on that. They do get broken occasionally. I have had a few holes in the sides where I've been pushed right back. I don't even know the name of the zombie, but the highest zombie I've come across he's like a kamikaze bloody tank. He comes knocking on your door. He only has to knock 3 times and these things are bust. So you can continuously repair them, but you got other zombies knocking on this as well. You're wasting your time. You're being pushed back real fast. Your best defense against them, the ticking time bomb motherfucker, is just pop one in his head. Actually pop quite a few. He's a bit of a tank, but you got the right rounds in your gun, you got the right perks, you might as well just bloody blast his brains out. You might get pushed back only a couple of doors here if you take him out quick enough. One night I had probably 3 in a row, back to back, and they pushed me right back to here. I was down to the last 2 here. He just broke that one there when I took him out, right on 4 AM when the horde night ends. So I just had a few minor low-level zombies to pop off from behind the gate here. Fuck, it was a close night. So yeah, I learned how to take them down a bit quicker. Upgraded a few perks so that I can pack the damage I need to. No, make sure this thing's up, repaired. Don't start your horde night with things that need repairing. I might revert this whole thing to steel at a later stage, but for now I'm surviving. In 136 game days I've died 11 times. With the knowledge that I have now after experimenting with this, I'd say I could cut that down to 1 or 2 deaths in this many days. Resources, that's right, I was going to show you where I was getting my stone from. Now the reason why I'm going to show you that is because it's actually another project. By digging, I'm progressing with a secondary project, which is a new road. Now, there are towns, aka points of interest, POIs, and they have their own roads, but I wanted my own road, this here. See, I've dug through the clay, dug through the stone, got it all nice and level, built this all up with clay, grassy clay. And then I decided, fuck, I'm not going over that mountain. It's slow. Climbing uphill was slow. So I decided I'd dig through it. Perfect source of stone. Come across patches of other resources like, what's this called? Nitrate. Mix your nitrate with your coal. There's patches of coal in here. You get your gunpowder. go through a lot of gunpowder because you're shooting a lot of shit. There's more nitrate. Oh, you think that's the light at the end of the tunnel? No, that's not the light at the end of the tunnel, that's just it rendering. Sorry, but this video is obviously going on for a while, so I'll cut to the chase pretty quick. By pretty quick, I mean as soon as I get to the end of this fucking long tunnel. I've got a bit of reinforced framing up where the ceiling gets a bit thin. Don't want to collapse. Deliberately dug this bit out. Decided I'm going to build a city here. Yep, a city. It's going to make my base look like a dot. So I've successfully dug a hole through the mountain. As you can see, I've got a lot of work to do to get a vehicle through it yet. It's a bloody long tunnel. This is a tunnel that never ends. Yes, it goes on and on, my friends. Some people started digging it, not knowing what it was, and then they kept on digging it forever, just because this is the hole that never ends. Yeah. Forever. Okay, that might actually be the light at the end of the tunnel. The light at the end of the tunnel. And a bit more reinforcing, and bam! This is where Moira's town edges. Bye bye brains. Right, so this is all naturally generated road and it ended here. So I decided, let's find the altitude of this. Elevation. Ran to the other side of the mountain, found the elevation, lined it up and went dig, dig, dig. So I'm going to park my vehicle in here. I'm going to get this last little bit down to that level. Got about, a few game hours left of digging to do here. Park it here, run through the tunnel, jump in, and boom, off to town. Okay, that's all for now. Hope you liked the video, and let me know what you think in the description, in the comments below, and yeah, thank you, bye.